Hi Capricorn, welcome to your X spread. I haven't done one of these in a long time. It is definitely my most popular reading in my private readings, besides the astrology. So I figured I would do this for the general collective because I haven't done one of these in a really long time. So for those of you who know you still have someone in your energy, even if you're not together anymore, this is going to be a subjective read from their point of view. Okay, so you could definitely still check your sun, your rising sun, moon sign, and Venus energy, because it's always going to be the archetype that of somebody's energy that's dealing with that archetype. Okay, so let's get right into things. I'm just going to be pulling a bunch of different cards today. This is going to be for the challenge, okay? So the oracles that I'm pulling up here are their challenge, round and round. So you guys are in some sort of cyclical energy. You're together, you're not together, you're together, you're not together. This and that, round and round, right. So we have Pluto, transformation 10. I'm not feeling these guys. There was a bump in the thing and I want to, okay. Oh, so we still got Pluto, about transformation. So Pluto is the 8th house ruler. So definitely part of their challenge is in being able to transform. It's the ruler of the 8th house that has to do with sharing money, sharing intimacy, sharing communication. It's how we show up as a we energy. It has to do, and we also look at this, and we also get the 8th house. So there's a lot to do with other people's money, right? It could be our partner's money. So they might have some sort of issue with you in how you're handling your finances, or in how much you share with them, or if it has nothing to do with money or investments that you guys have together, what your communication is like, how you both show up together as a we regarding intimacy, you know, with things equitable in that way. And then we have it working with the Sagittarius energy, which is Sagittarius is the 9th house, about belief system, right? It's definitely about their belief system. So these are things that are blocking them. There's blocking, they're being blocked in how to show up in a healthy we energy. They're being blocked in being able to figure out how to transform it and how to move forward with integrity in this. We have Aries. So this is a challenge for them. Aries is all about a fresh path, a new perspective, starting something new. So this is a challenge for them. So we have round and round. So the idea that you guys are engaged in some sort of cyclical, so you're going to know if that's you, right? You know, where you're together, you're not together, you figure it out for a minute, and then it's a mess again 2 minutes later, right? But the Aries energy is about, you know, being able to, it's the Emperor energy, it's the leader energy. It's about being able to troubleshoot ideas and feeling very confident about moving forward in something. So I feel like this is absolutely a struggle for them. There's no question. So let's pull one tarot, and then we're going to get into, hello, that guy wanted to come out. Father of Pentacles. So this is a challenge. Father of Pentacles is the challenge. This is interesting. Again, another Aries energy with Taurus. Taurus is ruled by Venus. So definitely struggling with some solid and practical approach to this relationship. They're struggling with, it's like their barometer for what's a wise choice and what's not a wise choice is a little bit in a challenging position right now. You know, because that is the King of Pentacles energy. Is very wise. There's wisdom here, right? Very solid and practical, right? So this could be somebody, so their challenge could be that they're struggling with money. So for some of you, a lot of money issue is going on here, where it's almost like, I feel like, for lack of a better term, like they might want you to save them, having to do with finances, or they have very high expectations of you regarding what you bring to the table. And this is something that is a challenge to them, because it does seem like that they're just not in a space, they challenge to understand. So if it could have to do with wise investments, but it could also have to, because Pentacles also has to do with mental, physical, and emotional connection. So understanding in a very solid and practical way what's necessary for the relationship to work, and they can't see it. So it's the challenge here is you're going round and round. They don't understand how to even start to get on a new path with a new perspective. Like, so it does seem like there's a lot of history here. This doesn't seem like it was, you know, a little bit of nothing type of thing. This seems like, so for those of you who be resonating with it for the Capricorn read, you know, again, check your other signs. But for this one, it does seem like there's a history here. There's definitely a history going on here. So let's see what's going on with them in the past leading up to this. Where are they at right now? as far as their emotions regarding this connection in the relationship. Even if you guys are not together anymore, your energy is still being shared here. So let's see what we have. Yeah. Okay. So again, this is from their perspective. You don't have to agree with it, okay? You don't have to agree with it. We do have the Five of Cups energy here, which is a sad energy, right? It's this feeling of loss and regret and grief and feeling abandoned, feeling unloved. Even if they were the ones who left, I feel like, in their mind, they left because they felt like they were being judged. Right, because there was some sort of clarity that hit them, and then they couldn't. Excuse me, my throat chakra was closing, and they needed to make a final decision. So in their mind, there was some sort of wake-up call served to them, and it made them feel unloved. It made them feel very abandoned. Right, and so then we have this Page of Wands. Page is indicative of a new cycle. Wands is this could be them throwing themselves into work, but this could also be Page of Wands, not going to lie. It can be a little bit of like a sexually immature energy where something didn't work out with you. They wanted to just go out and be like a bit of a player energy, And in their mind, this is just kind of what they were doing. Then we have this Ace of Swords, because in their mind, again, they had mental clarity to something. And they started coming up with seeing different things for themselves, new ideas. But those new ideas and this mental clarity brought this new kind of conflict for them, as is always the case with the Ace of Swords. It's always the case, And the Ace of Swords also does inflect all the other cards in the reading, right? It does. Something became very illuminated to them. But they're very confused right now because we have the Hangman energy. So the Hangman is Neptune energy, right? 12th house, the house of self-undoing. So it's, feeling in some way that they had to somehow martyr themselves and that they were in one way or another taken advantage of. Even though if that's not real, it doesn't matter. To them, it was real. So this is a confusing energy for them. So, what is the Hangman is all about, in their mind, wisdom, right? And this idea of self-sacrifice, but they need to get a different perspective on the situation. This is definitely needed. Now we have this working with the Page of Swords. So a lot of this page energy is coming up here. The truth is coming out. So they're confused because they're realizing the truth of the situation. And they're realizing the imbalance here. Now, I'm going to address it as imbalance. It's like I feel like we've been having this double conversation every time I do a reading for you guys. Yes, you guys are the devil. It does not mean that you guys are devilish, although you might be in a good way. But this is about imbalance, right? So this could absolutely be about addiction, greed, anything having this envy, materialism, obsession, sexual lust. It could be any of these things, but whatever it is definitely some sort of imbalance being experienced here for them right now. So there's, it's very interesting because together with the High Priestess, which is a moon energy, is a little uncomfortable for me because the High Priestess is a moon energy and the moon is the ruler of the 4th house. It's the stories that we tell ourselves, really, right? It's what we feel inside of ourselves where there's no one in there to check us. Yes, it has to do with our intuition, but guys, keeping it real, even that is based on our own subjective experience, right? Because it's a moon energy. It's what we're feeling inside, right? So to have the High Priestess energy tells me that well, I'm looking at the devil as a he, could be a female, doesn't matter. The energy here is that this person that you're dealing with knows that they know inside of themselves that there's a level of imbalance that's going on within them. They know that. But with the High Priestess energy, the High Priestess is keeping things a secret. And really, even in that, trusting themselves that this is what they need to do. But there's confusion about this. So it's almost like they're having this realization that they're imbalanced and they're struggling with the story that they've told themselves about themselves and the story that they told themselves about the relationship. because there's other energy involved with the Hangman energy, obviously, right? Because if you're going to self-sacrifice yourself, you need to get a different perspective on something. You need to do that based on a connection with another energy, right? Not to be confusing, but that's what it means, right? So they're trying to gain some wisdom here, but they can't escape the truth. But I feel like they're struggling with that. That they're definitely in the space of an internal struggle. Absolutely. And again, though, this idea of the story that they tell themselves about the situation, the thing is they can't escape the seed of truth, even if they're not talking to anybody about it. The things are not how they've been, what they've been telling people, and even maybe in the final days of how, you know, how things ended with you guys. The full truth was not exposed to something. And this is very troubling to them, the story that they tell themselves. So now this last row is their perception of what the, how they would like in their mind, in their emotions, in their subjective space for this relationship to go. We have the world. So the world is all about completing a lesson here. So some sort of lesson learned. So ultimately, they would like, you know, in their mind, now if part of the story that they're telling themselves in their mind is that you're the one with the issues, they could be sitting there going, well, I hope Capricorn learned their lesson. They're going to realize, you know, and that could definitely be the situation here, but that we have this Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords is, you know, ultimately they would like to compromise. They would like to make a decision here. So we got this completion, most positive card in the deck. The world is, right? It's a Saturn energy. And Saturn brings us the biggest blessings, even though he's a pain in the ass. But he does bring the biggest lessons once we go through whatever we need to deal with. And, you know, I'm preaching to the choir here because you guys, it's your ruler, right? But this does indicate that you've been through a whole lot. And they, and you know, the person that you're dealing with knows this. But they're hoping that, you know, lessons learned. Let's make a decision. It's time to compromise, right? But not right now. Four of Swords is Jupiter in Libra. Jupiter expands whatever it's in. Libra is all about the 7th house of partnerships, figuring out what's necessary, taking a time out, taking a little retreat, a little rest, a little renewal, putting themselves in solitude in order to recover and really figure out what's necessary for all of this. So this could certainly be them realizing that they have learned their lesson. And they're on this fence of, should I, shouldn't I? Call them, get back with them, move on. I don't know what to do. So there's like this energy of lessons being learned here. But I love the final outcome is the Emperor energy, which is Aries, ruled by Mars. This is fabulous because this is about being able to have foresight in a positive way, feeling really confident, very self-assured, focusing on a new path, a new perspective. This is very much an energy of somebody who's faithful. Emperor in reverse, no. In the upright, yes. Okay, so this is very much a faithful energy. And I do read reversals with this deck. We just didn't get any. So, you know, that's a positive sign for me if you guys are in a space of considering or reconsidering this relationship. Because it does seem like they want a new start. But they're in this space right now figuring out what that even means. So for many of you, you're dealing with somebody who absolutely has learned their lesson, who understand there needs to be more compromise in a situation, but it's like they're trying to figure out how to even make that happen. They're trying to figure it out. They're not sure what that even means right now. We got somebody's wearing a mask, outdated thinking, breakup, separation, no kidding, and then we have seduction. Okay. So the mask is about not showing the true feelings, right? Could be deluding, could be gaslighting. Cassette, outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over in your head, over in their head, whatever. Axe, breakup, separation, stopping the pattern. We got 2 cycle cards here. right? Silent treatment for now, abandonment, abandoning a situation for the time. Then we have seduction, attraction, flirting, dating, hooking up, temptation, third party interference. So I feel like somebody was not being really honest with you, Capricorn. We have here, you hold up that mirror to show me the ugly aspects of myself, hoping to change me, but it only makes me resent you. You hold up that mirror to show me the ugly aspects of myself, hoping to change me, but it only makes me resent you. We have, I never meant to make you feel like you don't matter. So this is the energy within your connection. This is not necessarily them or you. I don't know how to fix us. And then seeing you reminds me of things I know deep down, but that I struggle to deal with. Seeing you reminds me of things that I know deep down, but that I struggle to deal with. Something needs to be looked at a lot more closely. We have the patient man. We have the stalks, which indicates cycles, the ending of something. Oh my gosh, and we have coffin. They're very similar. This is literally like the stalks are literally a new life, and the coffin is about transitioning to something else. So releasing something in order to transition into something else. But we have this very patient individual really do, and we have this with the magnifying glass. So I always get a feeling of like therapy, somebody who's doing a lot of deep introspective work, going to a therapist, just trying to really understand themselves a little better, at least trying to understand themselves. Yeah, I mean, it's the best way of looking at it. Understand the situation better. So this is the final outcome for the two of you, okay? For the two of you, not just from their perspective, but this is what Tarot is saying. So the Tarot first is giving us the 10 of Wands in the reverse. So the 10 of Wands in the reverse is more positive than in the upright, because this is about, you know, finally feeling this lightening up, right? Not feeling this very heavy feeling. It's taking a break and finally saying no to something that was just not working. Experiencing the sense of freedom for now. It is a minor arcana. And all of that on the heels of here, this Five of Swords is always about conflict, right? So the Five of Swords is just about this needing to, swords is truth. Swords are communication and truth. Five is always about conflict. So it's like freedom from some sort of bullying mentality, freedom from violent outbursts, freedom from some kind of relationship that was abusive. And then we have this working with the Mother of Wands, which is about feeling really confident and very self-assured. You know, feeling really good about being involved in something, right? This is a Pisces and Aries energy. Pisces is about allowing ourselves to dream, and Aries is about a new path and a fresh perspective. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is, you know, again, because it's a love read, I say it's a mental, physical, emotional connection. Now I'm just going to say, you know, if money was an issue here, somebody's getting a new job, a promotion, some sort of new income coming in, new investment, it could certainly be that you guys are working through together. But the Ace of Pentacles can also indicate a new mental, physical, emotional connection. So for some of you, there's going to be the sense of freedom from this bullying mentality, and you feeling very confident to move forward, to create a new connection for yourself. For others of you, it's allowing the space after this heavy conflict for there to be some confidence built up again in the connection, for you guys to have a new relationship. But what I do see, whatever's happening is not happening right now in this moment. It's not happening like right now in this moment. So let's just get one final card pull. One card about the relationship right now regarding this ex. How does this ex feel about Capricorn? Knight of Wands. Very attracted to you. They are. It's a very kind of motivated, passionate, wanting to move forward in something. But that doesn't mean it's healthy. That doesn't mean, right? Because their challenge here is in the cycles. Their challenge here is being able to show up as a we energy, moving forward with integrity. Their challenge, let me tell you something, Aries is an emperor energy, and emperor has integrity. If this is in the challenge position, this is somebody who struggles with integrity within this connection. It's a challenge for them, but yet they're very attracted to you. And they have this motivation, they want to be with you, but they just can't get their ducks in a row when it comes to their integrity and all that that means for them. Something different for everybody. Okay, my friends, that is what I have for you for this X spread. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.